สวัสดีค่ะพบกับพยากรณ์อากาศรอบบ่ายประจำวันอาทิตย์ที่ 7 ธันวาคม 2568 วันนี้อากาศในประเทศไทยตอนบนยังคงเย็นสบายถึงหนาวเย็นในช่วงเช้าเลยนะคะ โดยเฉพาะภาคเหนือและภาคตะวันออกเฉียงเหนือ ขณะที่ลมหนาวกำลังปานกลางจากจีนยังคงแผ่ปกคลุมอยู่ค่ะสำหรับใครที่อยู่ทางเหนือและพื้นที่ที่อากาศเปลี่ยนแปลงบ่อยช่วงนี้ต้องระวังเรื่องสุขภาพให้มากเป็นพิเศษนะคะและเนื่องจากเป็นช่วงที่อากาศแห้งก็ต้องระวังอันตรายจากอัคคีภัยที่อาจเกิดขึ้นได้ในช่วงนี้ไว้ด้วยค่ะมาดูที่สภาพอากาศแยกภาคกันนะคะภาคเหนือและยอดดอยยังคงหนาวจัดอุณหภูมิต่ำสุดที่ยอดดอยเหลือแค่ 6-12 องศาเซลเซียสเท่านั้นส่วนภาคกลางภาคตะวันออกและกรุงเทพมหานครก็ยังมีอากาศเย็นในตอนเช้าโดยเฉพาะกรุงเทพและปริมณฑลอุณหภูมิต่ำสุดจะอยู่ที่ประมาณ 22-24 องศาเซลเซียสส่วนเรื่องฝุ่นละอองในช่วงนี้ถือว่าสถานการณ์ค่อนข้างดีถึงปานกลางนะคะเพราะมีลมแรงพัดช่วยพาลมออกไปรวมถึงมีฝนตกเล็กน้อยในบางพื้นที่ด้วยค่ะตัดสลับไปที่ภาคใต้กันบ้างนะคะภาคใต้ทั้งฝั่งตะวันออกและตะวันตกยังคงมีฝนฟ้าคะนองประมาณ30%ของพื้นที่ค่ะพื้นที่ที่ต้องเฝ้าระวังฝนตกหนักได้แก่นครศรีธรรมราชพัทลุงสงขลาไปจนถึงนราธิวาสรวมถึงจังหวัดพังงากระบี่และตรังด้วยนะคะนอกจากนี้ชาวเรือที่เดินเรือในอ่าวไทยตอนล่างต้องเพิ่มความระมัดระวังเป็นพิเศษเลยค่ะเนื่องจากคลื่นสูงประมาณ2เมตรและบริเวณที่มีฝนฟ้าคะนองคลื่นจะสูงกว่า2เมตรขอให้หลีกเลี่ยงการเดินเรือในบริเวณที่มีฝนฟ้าคะนองจะปลอดภัยที่สุดค่ะสรุปโดยรวมในวันนี้อากาศเย็นถึงหนาวจะปกคลุมพื้นที่ส่วนใหญ่ของประเทศอุณหภูมิสูงสุดโดยทั่วไทยจะอยู่ที่ 29-34 องศาเซลเซียสในตอนกลางวันส่วนภาคใต้ยังมีฝนตกได้ตลอดทั้งวันนะคะอย่าลืมดูแลสุขภาพให้ดีและเตรียมเสื้อกันหนาวไว้ให้พร้อมด้วยค่ะต่อไปเป็นการวิเคราะห์สภาพอากาศทั่วไทยค่ะ
Welcome to the deep dive where we take your source material, pull it apart, and put it back together so you walk away truly well informed. Today we're embarking on an incredible journey. The source, on the surface, seems almost deceptively simple. It's the public service website and a daily forecast from the Thai Meteorological Department, the TMD.
Right, and it's the kind of thing we all glance at, on our phones. You just check the temperature.
Yeah, the high and the low for the day.
Exactly. But once you actually move past that number, you start to realize that a modern agency like the TMD is, well, it's an organizational and technological marvel. That daily forecast is really just the final public-facing product of this huge, complex machine.
Absolutely. And that's our mission today. We want to crack open that architecture. We're going to go way beyond the simple temperature check to understand the immense scope, the technology needed to predict weather for a whole nation.
And we're using that specific December 7th forecast you gave us as a case study.
Exactly. A case study for just how much critical life-saving data is being generated and pushed out every single 24 hours. And, for context, if you ever needed to bypass the website and just get an immediate warning, their main public contact is the TMD hotline, 1182.
That hotline really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It shows that dual nature of their work, providing long-term planning data 1 minute and then issuing immediate hazard warnings the next.
So let's start with that scale, because that was the first thing that really jumped out at me. We knew they did daily reports, of course, but the variety of timelines they provide, it goes so far beyond what most people see.
Oh, completely. It reframes how you should even think about weather data. I mean, sure, they've got the daily and the 7-day outlooks that we all use.
For weekend plans.
Right. But they also publish monthly forecasts, 3-month forecasts, even full seasonal outlooks. If you're a national infrastructure planner or, managing huge water reservoirs, that seasonal data gives you insight for a full year.
A full year? So you're planning for drought risk or the monsoon season way in advance?
Precisely. It's data for long-term national resilience.
And that's the key distinction, isn't it? It's not just about short-term public comfort. It's about long-term economic planning. This is highly applied science, tailored for specific industries.
Exactly. When you dig into their specialized services, that's where you see where all the effort is going. I mean, obviously, they have dedicated forecasts for aviation. That's pretty standard globally.
Safe flights, right?
But it's the intense focus on resource-based economies that really stands out here.
Okay, so let's start on the water. What about the immediate hazards there?
For the maritime sector, they go deep. They provide detailed forecasts specifically for navigation and precise measurements on wave heights. And the warnings are very clear about the hazards from sea wind and waves. They even use the specific Thai term, "Payam fine, on pine."
Yeah.
That highlights that this is a direct critical threat assessment for anyone at sea. Imagine you're a small fishing boat captain.
Yeah.
This data literally determines whether your crew goes out that day or stays safe in port. It's life or death.
And then if we pivot to the land-based economy, the focus on agriculture seems just as specific. I mean, that's vital in a region where farming is so central.
It is absolutely essential. Under their agrometeorology services, they go so far beyond just rain or temperature. We found evidence of these highly sophisticated measurements, like the moisture index beneficial for plants.
A moisture index for plants.
Yeah,
Right.
think about what that really means for a farmer.
Yeah.
That index doesn't just tell them if it rained. It tells them if the current soil moisture is chemically optimal for plants to actually absorb it.
Wow, so they can optimize irrigation schedules, save water, and get better yields.
Exactly. It moves from just describing the weather to being a predictive economic optimization tool.
That's fascinating.
Right.
And linking to water, the hydrology section is doing more immediate hazard work, right?
Correct. The hydrometeorology section is all about mitigating immediate disaster risk. Its most crucial function is predicting flash flood risk areas.
Go. That's the one.
When massive rainfall hits, having advanced localized modeling to pinpoint where a flash flood is most likely to happen is fundamental. It's the difference between residents getting a warning hours ahead of time.
Or being caught completely off guard. Okay, so that's the output, the specialized reports, the long-term data. Now let's look at the engine room. What does the source material tell us about the tech required to generate all this?
Right, this is where we see the agency acting like a cutting-edge scientific center, not just a reporting service. They explicitly say they use sophisticated technology like HPC, high-performance computing.
So we're talking about supercomputers.
We are. We're talking about running billions of data points through complex atmospheric equations every single hour. This is not, a souped-up desktop. It's a specialized facility running massive processors all at once, just to model how air and moisture are moving.
Wait, I have to stop you. I saw a specific mention of the WRF BKK model for Bangkok. If they have national HPC, why does a single city need its own custom model? That seems redundant.
That is an excellent question, and it gets to the heart of urban microclimate challenges. A city like Bangkok, it suffers intensely from the urban heat island effect.
All the concrete and asphalt?
Exactly. It fundamentally changes how moisture and air behave in that specific area. So the national model might be great for provincial data, but to predict flash flooding accurately inside the metro area where downpour can overwhelm drains in minutes.
You need something more focused.
You need microclimate modeling, and that's precisely what the specialized WRF BKK model provides.
That makes so much sense. And speaking of data flow, they also seem to really embrace open data, which must change the landscape for third-party developers, right?
It does. It shows a commitment to transparency, to utility. They publish their data using open formats like API and RSS feeds. And this is critical.
Why is it so critical?
Because it lets researchers or private companies or even just some local app developer pull the official TMD data and build those critical warnings into their own services. It enhances the reach of the forecasts far beyond their own website. They're basically fueling an ecosystem of weather awareness with their raw data.
The radar images, the satellite analysis, everything.
Everything.
And finally, before we jump into the daily forecast, they're also looking backwards and outwards, tracking history and global climate phenomena.
That long game perspective is vital. They track global patterns like El Nino and La Nina because those multi-year ocean currents profoundly impact regional weather, which then feeds back into those long-term models we talked about. And on the historical side, they compile exhaustive climate stats like old tropical cyclone paths to provide the baseline data that makes the new models accurate in the first place.
Okay, so that's segment one, the massive, deep, high-tech machinery of the TMD. Now let's go from the architecture to the specific actionable forecast you gave us, the one for December 7th, 2568, and see how all that work translates into advice for the average person.
Right. And this 24-hour forecast, it sets up a massive weather contrast that basically divides the country in half.
And what are the core drivers creating this split?
You have two huge forces at play. First, a moderate cold air mass coming down from China is pushing south. It's dominating upper Thailand, the northeast, and the South China Sea. So this is a cold, dry push.
Okay.
But at the same time, you've got the northeast monsoon sweeping across the south, bringing in warm, moist air and strong sea systems.
Let's start with that cold air in Upper Thailand, so the north, northeast, central, and east. Residents are probably just focused on the chilly mornings, but the TMD bulletin issues a dual warning that feels kind of counterintuitive.
That's right. While everyone is thinking about the cold, the TMD is warning the public to be aware of accidental fire danger because of the dry air that's coming with this cold mass.
Hold on, we're talking about cold air, yet the number one non-health hazard warning is fire. I mean, that feels completely backward if you're just reading a temperature summary. Why connect those two things?
It's because the air mass isn't just cold, it's moderate and dry. This system is literally sucking the moisture out of the air and the ground.
Which makes everything more flammable.
Exactly. It increases the combustibility of dry vegetation, outdoor debris, you name it. The high risk of accidental fires, especially in rural or forested areas, is a direct hazard tied to this specific meteorology, no matter how chilly it feels. It's a crucial detail that people often overlook.
That context makes the warning so much more powerful, and the temperature contrast is extreme, even within this cold zone.
It is incredibly stark. So general low temperatures are, a manageable 15 to 23 degrees Celsius. But when you look at the mountain peaks, the Nan in the north and the northeast, the conditions are described as freezing or very cold.
How cold are we talking?
We're talking 6 to 12 degrees on the peaks in the north and 9 to 15 in the northeast. That is the difference between a cool morning walk and needing serious, life-preserving cold weather gear.
It's windy too.
That cold effect is amplified by strong winds in the northeast, blowing up to 30 kilometers per hour.
Okay, so now let's swing all the way down to the south, where the situation completely flips. The cold and dry danger is replaced by a warm, wet maritime hazard.
Correct. The northeast monsoon is dominating the lower peninsula. Southern Thailand is seeing widespread scattered thunderstorms covering about 30% of the area.
And the forecast is specific about where, right?
Highly specific. The heavy rain is expected on the east coast, in provinces like Nakhon Si Thammarat, Songkhla, Narathiwat, and then on the west coast, areas like Phanga and Krabi are also affected.
And this leads us to the second huge hazard warning, the serious risk for anyone on the water.
This is maybe the most serious safety warning in the whole bulletin. For mariners, especially in the lower Gulf of Thailand, the TMD is predicting waves of about 2 meters. But the truly critical detail is the forecast warns that waves will rise to more than 2 meters during thunderstorms.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a combination of strong monsoonal winds and these very localized storm cells that can create sudden, unpredictable squalls. It makes conditions highly dangerous for small boats. Mariners are explicitly told to be extremely cautious.
Okay, so we've got the cold front, the fire risk, the rain, the sea warnings, but there's a fascinating synthesis point buried in here that's really relevant to urban life, air quality.
Yes, this is a great example of the TMD connecting that large-scale meteorology directly to a public health concern. They get a specific insight into the accumulation of dust and smog, I cut and touch, in upper Thailand.
And usually in that region, smog can be a huge seasonal problem when the air is stagnant. So what's the finding for this specific cold, windy day?
The finding is that the accumulation is rated as only good to moderate. And here's the key nugget for us.
Yeah.
The forecast doesn't just give a rating, it gives the mechanism.
It explains why.
Exactly. The favorable air quality is explicitly linked to two things: the stronger winds from that cold air mass, and the presence of localized patches of rain.
So we have this amazing paradox at work. The very same cold air mass pushing down from China, which makes the mountaintops freeze, also brings strong winds that are simultaneously helping to fix the air quality problem by blowing away the smog.
Precisely. It's an immediate positive feedback loop. The wind strength that makes the Northeast feel colder is also helping clear the air. It's a synthesis of the entire system: cold, dry air, high winds, and low smog risk all in one paragraph.
So to wrap up the specifics, how does the capital, Bangkok, fit into this national cold-wet divide?
Bangkok is positioned right in that upper Thailand cold air influence, so it's benefiting from the dispersal winds and the drop in temperature. The prediction for the capital is simply cool in the morning, with lows around 22 to 24 degrees Celsius.
So they get the nice part of the cold front.
They get the benefit of the cooling air and the clearer skies. but they avoid the extreme fire risks of the drier, mountainous regions and the acute sea hazards of the Deep South.
So let's bring it all back home. Our deep dive started with what looked like a simple weather report, but it unfolded into this massive, specialized, high-tech operation.
The source material really shows that an agency like the TMD isn't just one thing. It's a collection of specialized modeling centers. You've got Agromet using that moisture index, Hydromet mapping flash floods.
Aviation, maritime.
Right, all running on supercomputers and pushing out data via open APIs.
And the daily bulletin is the distilled, actionable product of all of that machinery. So you, the listener, you now have the knowledge to unlock what this data really means. You can see the difference between the specific hazard of mountain cold and fire danger in the north versus the critical acute hazard of sea storms and wave height warnings in the lower Gulf. It's about understanding the specific localized threat profile for each region, synthesized from just a monumental amount of data.
And that differentiation isn't just academic. It's vital for commerce, for agriculture, and for public safety. This one bulletin is a testament to the level of scientific detail needed for a country with such dynamic and diverse climates.
Absolutely. So we'll leave you with one final thought that builds on all these specialized services we've uncovered today.
Okay.
Given that the TMD tracks historical data on tropical cyclones and offers specialized flash flood risk assessments through hydrometeorology, or what specific combination of services would be immediately activated when a tropical cyclone track moves directly toward a flood-prone agricultural area? Think about how all those different, highly specialized reports would have to overlap and integrate to create a maximum warning and resilience system.
That's definitely something to think about until the next deep dive.
We'll see you next time.